Good afternoon. Before we go any further, please take a moment to silence your phones. Use of flash photography is strictly prohibited. Joseph Carrillo will take care of any, let's just say don't do it. My name is Doug Wilson. I'm an adjunct here at Waynesburg University, and I have the distinct pleasure of inviting you to the one and only set of internship presentations for this semester. When I was first asked to do this, I didn't realize I was going to be working with such luminaries as Alvin and the The interns and their presentations. Starting things off for this musically challenged group. Hailing from North Huntington, Pennsylvania, senior sports announcing major and the general manager of WCTV, Meg Barry. Next, this says the brains of the group, obviously a typo. The one who actually, however, can sing and use a camera properly and brings a boatload of positivity from Peters Township, Pennsylvania, sophomore electronic media major, Washington Wild Things intern, photography director of the Yellow Jacket, Waynesburg influencer, starring Simon Hoye. Connor Hoye. I should have proofread this. Following the brains of the group, the fun, cute, I did not write this, lovable singer of the Chipmunks from Murraysville, Pennsylvania, junior sports announcing major, WKRG News 5 news intern, Theodore, who you know better as Anthony DeFilippo. And last and least, but not least, the lead singer, the rebel without a clue, the chipmunk that makes Dave's hair turn gray and my hair fall out, residing from Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, junior sports announcing major, Washington Wild Things intern, and a part-time producer at KDKA FM 93.7 The Fan, Alvin! Who you know better as Logan R. Blaster. Now, who wants to hear them sing? Oh, I'm totally kidding. None of us want that. Instead, please sit back, relax, and enjoy these internship presentations.
Hello, everyone. I'm here to share a little bit about spending the summer as the Washington Wild Things video production intern. And I also just wanted to throw a little tidbit in there. My internship supervisor, Kyle Dawson, always says that it doesn't rain in Washington, but I guarantee you it does. There was a lot of rain delays, so long hours at the ballpark. So first, I just wanted to include a little quote about videography. We're operating in a world where one good video can lead to a massive social following. This quote is by Michael Henry, writer, producer, and voice actor. He's most well known for Family Guy, which actually Professor Krause said wasn't very mission compliant. So I didn't include any videos of Family Guy, just his name. So just to go over the plan for the presentation here, just a little bit of my personal background as well as my roles throughout the summer. My supervisor, Kyle Dawson, some goals I had going into the internship, some of the highs of the internship, experience gained over the internship, and some samples. So just a little bit of personal background. I do have some personal background in videography through Waynesburg University Sports Network. I did a couple softball games, maybe a baseball game last semester, but mostly it was basketball, so not as much baseball. So I didn't have as much background in baseball, so I got to learn that throughout the first couple of games with the Washington Wild Things. But to go over my roles for the internship, I was mostly on camera, hence the video production title, and I would record content throughout the games. As you can see here, this little red line would show that the camera was recording. I had to make sure that the camera was recording in this photo before I included it in the presentation. And then camera for live production as well. There's an SDI going out of the back of the camera. There's a little box where the SDI goes into, and it goes up to the press box, and we have a director that switches between cameras and things like that. And then also camera for the video scoreboard. You can see in the corner, little corner here, there's a video scoreboard. We'll get a bigger picture of that later in the presentation, but that camera was also used for that. And then also I did some SD card sifting, which is pretty much just taking recorded content from this camera and 2 other cameras that were stationary, as well as 2 mobile cameras that just took clips of fans, whether that be in the stands or doing something on the field in between innings. Videography has become an integral part of our lives. Without videography, I obviously wouldn't have had this internship, but also the Washington Wild Things wouldn't have been as well known through social media and things like that. So my supervisor, Kyle Dawson, many of you may know him. He is a Waynesburg University alum, and he is the Washington Wild Things Vice President of Baseball Operations. He also is a play-by-play broadcaster for pretty much every single game for the Washington Wild Things. And he was also won the 2019 and 2021 Frontier League Broadcaster of the Year Award. So I pretty much reported to him 24/7. When I got to the ballpark, I would say, "What's up, Kyle?" And he'd tell me to go set up a camera. Pretty self-explanatory. And then I would sometimes report to someone else, the director, if during the game he was obviously play-by-play announcing, so I couldn't talk to him. So I would get different shot ideas from the director as well. So my goals going into the internship. Increasing the number of Wild Things supporters was probably number 1 on my list. I had a call with Kyle going into the internship. He kind of stressed this as well. So I thought, all right, well, I'll put it on my ticket as well for one of the goals that I have. Just allowing remote fans the opportunity to watch live broadcasts. This is through a thing called Flow Sports. It's just a broadcast system. And this allows the away team that's maybe visiting the Wild Things, to their fans to be able to watch the game, but also if Wild Things fans weren't able to make the game that day. And then also the impact of video production on fan enjoyment. This is the closer up photo of the video scoreboard, and this video scoreboard was pretty much just used for fan entertainment. It did have the lineups and things like that on it, but it was pretty much used for fan entertainment, whether that be Sheets knocker balls, which was personally my favorite, where these 2 guys, they just get in these big blow up balls and run directly at each other, and whoever hits the ground first loses. And then also fan cams in between innings, whether that be the 7th inning stretch or the chicken dance or things like that. Also, if a kid just wanted to be on the video scoreboard in between the innings. So some of the highs for the presentation, for the internship. I had an amazing summer diving into the world of baseball from behind the scenes and just really like a pro sports aspect of video production. One of my favorites being the firework Fridays, where I could just kind of angle my camera towards the firework, make sure it's recording, make sure it's live, and sit back and enjoy the fireworks show. So that was probably one of my favorite times. And then also, I had a summer spotlight on the Woo Footy Instagram page. One of my assistant coaches attended the game and saw me up there taking some video. So he took a photo of me, also took a photo of the field, and just kind of shouted me out on the Instagram, which, getting back from a long day of being at the ballpark and opening Instagram and seeing that, was a nice little tidbit throughout the summer. So some experience gained throughout the internship. Number 1, live production skills. I did have some live production skills, obviously, with Woosen, but this was more of a pro kind of field, and it was mostly baseball, which we don't do as many baseball as we do, say, football or basketball. So this was kind of a new area for me. And just gaining experience with different equipment. The equipment that the Washington Wild Things use is different from the Waynesburg University Sports Network, so kind of getting some stuff in there as well with different things like that. And then also just troubleshooting and being able to adapt and problem solve. And so that's where the weather comes in my intro. We definitely had a lot of rain delays, so moving cameras, camera covers, things like that, but also if one of the boxes that the camera was connected to got a little wet, sometimes it wouldn't work and we'd have to move the camera accordingly pretty much right before first pitch. So that was a problem in and of itself. And then collaboration and professional growth. I gained friends throughout the internship, not only my buddy Logan Arblaster sitting in front of me and some other guys from Waynesburg University, but also some guys I've never met before that are just video production interns. We got to talk on the headset, kind of give some words back and forth, just kind of playing around and different things like that. But we knew when to get focused and be able to create a high quality game broadcast. So that was very important. So here's a little bit of sample of some of the things that I did. You can see Flow Sports at the top, and we'll just watch this video, kind of see some of the things that I was able to do throughout the summer.
Hopfield is up with it across the first ball game. Washington roller towards second, chance for two. Berkey, Flowers, Reed, 2 balls. Hanging up and Legrand will get to it, make the catch, and the ball game is over.
Set the shortstop and a nice play. They can't double along.
Toward the second baseman, Berkey, 2 short for 1. Flowers' return is in time. Miller will round second and head for third. Throw's going to go there, and it's going to hit Miller and trickle away.
Fires to short, and they get the double play.
Out the left center field, tailing. But still in the air is Caleb McNeely, goes sprawling in the left center field. Off, pitch a strike. Ricardo's throw is in time. A strike.
And they top it off with a Gatorade bath for the hero, Andrew Jack.
So most of these videos had Kyle Dawson over top, my internship supervisor. Unfortunately, I didn't clip any of Logan Arblaster, and he's sitting right here in front of me. But yeah, most of those were Kyle Dawson. And also this last clip of the Gatorade bath, my parents were actually in attendance for that game, so they got to see pretty much the best game of the entire summer. So that was a little special to me. I threw that in there. So just in conclusion, some valuable hands-on experience was learned. There were some improved technical skills just in the baseball aspect, but also in a live production for a pro sports team aspect. Developed communication skills, some developed problem-solving skills, and things like that for live sports production. And then I just threw in some fun videos here. Here's me doing the crab dance in between the away team pitchers. There's Josh Kling in the background in the press box. He's always doing something funny. And then here's also me interacting with the Wild Thing. He actually took over my camera here. So I stitched together his video. He's a little shaky, not as well versed in the video production realm as I am. But this guy took a strike here. He was a little upset about that as well. But I appreciate the Wild Things taking a chance on me, allowing me to develop my skills further as a video production intern as I want to do something like this in the future. So thank you, and I will take any questions. Ethan.
As the Lucent started to do more baseball and softball productions this year, are there any things that you think we could start to maybe implement we haven't through our first 2 doubleheaders?
Not necessarily. I think we're actually doing quite a good job. We have the 3 camera setup. We actually have 4 cameras because we have a mobile camera. So we're actually probably a little bit better ahead of what the Wild Things do. They don't have a mobile camera. So we're looking pretty good in the baseball aspect, yeah. Steve.
What was the biggest surprise to you working in the actual field as compared to working here at the college?
Probably for the Wild Things was we were able to have a lot of fun as well. It wasn't all just business. Kyle's a pretty fun dude to have around, and it was also mainly interns, so it was more people my age and not people that were in their 40s or whatever. So yeah, that was probably my favorite. Next question. Yes, Seth.
You said you spent a lot of days there during rain delays. Obviously, that takes a toll, especially since you've been there for like 12 hours and going forward. So how did you kind of get through those kind of moments and stay positive at a time where you want to leave?
Yeah, just kind of hanging out with some of the buddies that I made over the summer. But also, I kind of found just sitting next to my camera in the bleachers and just kind of watching the rain fall in the ballpark was quite peaceful. So yeah, that was probably my favorite part. All right, thank you. That's all I have. Next up is Anthony DeFilippo, a.k.a. Flip, at Steelers.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.